How's it going, guys? Welcome to another video. Today's video we're going to be taking a look at Pramp. Pramp is a website, P-R-A-M-P, practice makes perfect. It's a website where you can go practice your interviewing skills for software development jobs. You can do behavioral, you can do front end, you can do back end, data structures, algorithms, they have it all. You sign in, it's totally free. You sign up and you pick a slot on the schedule and you show up to the meeting, and then it's you and another person and you're both practicing. And so not only are you the interviewee, but you're also the interviewer. So you get to ask the questions as well as, get asked the questions. And they're about 30 minutes long. In this video, I did a behavioral interview, and I actually was interviewing with a guy that had already done interviews at Amazon, but he was practicing for his next one. And I actually learned a lot of what it takes to work at Amazon from him. And he told me that I was overly technical in some of my explanations on projects for non-technical people. I was like, you know what? You're right. I do have I do that sometimes. So I learned a lot from this behavioral interview, and I think the software is super cool. Pramp is sponsoring this video. I mean, I talk about it in my live streams all the time anyways, so you guys should go check it out. There's a link in the description. If you use that link, you get unlimited interviews. If you don't, you get like 6. I don't get a kickback or anything. They already sponsored the video. They're just being really nice to you guys, so you guys should go check it out. There's actually been a lot of successes with Pramp. There's been a few people that have gotten jobs at Google from using Pramp. There's been a few people that have gotten jobs at Amazon using Pramp. There's been a few people that have gotten jobs at Twitter using Pramp. There's just been a lot of people that have gotten really great jobs from practicing and practicing and practicing. One person said that he failed about 30 interviews at Pramp, like technical interviews, before he felt ready to go apply to Google. And then eventually he did, and he got the job at Google. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. We have a Discord link for that, is in the description if you want to come ask me questions. You can drop a comment or shoot me an email. Love to have you. If you want to see more of these videos, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. I appreciate that. And I'll see you guys in the next video. All right, so it's 8:55 p.m. Got this interview, this behavioral interview. I got a set of 10 questions. I'm gonna ask him, and then he's gonna ask me 10 questions, and I'll just show you whichever side went better. They send you a reminder 2 hours before the interview, and they send you another email reminder 5 minutes when you need to join the interview. One of the haters on the YouTube comments just said, "You don't got the look for a 120K job. You look $7.99 top." Oh, gotta love the YouTube. Do you want to go first, or should I go first?
Yeah, you go first. I will just swap the roles.
Right. So my professional code experience extends about 3 years. I started with Ruby on Rails. I moved into a React position, and then I moved into PHP position, and then back into a React PHP, and then I eventually went to a C# position where I did ASP.NET.
Do you integrate any backend APIs, something like that, or you just worked on only like front end, like JavaScript and basically CSS, right? That's what you're saying.
The position there was my position. My responsibility had to do with like accessibility in front end. Most of the time I was doing React, but we used Symfony 2 in PHP, and so I was working with the PHP in the back end there, setting up some APIs and handling the different endpoints and stuff like that. Not too much. There were some dedicated guys for that, but it started off front end and it evolved to be full stack.
Oh, that's cool. So like instead of like can you explain me like one project like end to end, like so like what are the things that basically that you did in terms of like let's say like, so like what in terms of like features, like this is the feature that I did or something like that. Yeah.
So from end to end, the project, that specific one was it was a fresh project. It didn't exist. We were all brought on for the project, and we decided on stack up front. We decided we want to go with React, and then React Router, and we were using Symfony 2 for the back end. We had a dedicated UI, UX. We used agile methodologies. We had Sprint.
I don't need basically that. Basically, what is the project that you need? That there will be some name or some product name, right? What's that?
I can't give it because it was a government project and it has an NDA.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, like any feature that you did, like you can say in terms of like suppose I did some dashboard in the web page or something like that. In the dashboard, basically I integrated some kind of an API or some kind of whatever. These are like HTML pages that I did or something like
Sure.
that.
I have to be careful.
So what are the challenges that you already faced, and what is something that you basically expecting in the next role?
So more responsibility, and a more state-of-the-art tech stack. The tech stack that I was using was .NET and C Sharp, which is it was old .NET. It was webforms.NET, and I want to go back to something that was more state-of-the-art, more cutting-edge technology. I feel like that's where you have to be, and as a developer, there are some larger companies that use older ones, but mainly more responsibility, technology stack, and just ready to kind of branch out.
Tell me a problem where like basically you helped your peer by basically fixing something or advised something.
That's a good one. Yeah, I mean, I had to fix some accessibility issues with the React and PHP problem. There's some
Okay.
weirdness with the tab indexing specifically that I had to go in there and fix.
Okay, this is something like your peer asked your suggestion or like he want your help, right? And basically, I need kind of a strong example. Yeah.
I've trained
Basic.
someone on how to set up APIs in PHP and Symfony 2,
Mhm.
set up APIs, set up API endpoints, how to set up and use Axios for AJAX requests on the front end. I've also trained people on Material UI, responsive design. Are those strong examples?
Yeah. Tell me basically any like one strong example where like basically you need to motivate your team to basically do a particular action.
Okay, we had a deadline for, again, the React and PHP job. We had a deadline. We had about 7 tickets that required brand new pages, and we had about 7 hours left before the deadline. So we all ended up staying up until about 4 a.m. And not only did we have to create these pages and connect them to the back end and make sure that they were working, like, no bugs or anything, we had to manually test the rest of the application. And so we all hopped in a Google Hangout and we took turns playing music, and that's how we motivated each other, right? It was your turn to play music, our turn to play music. It was a remote job, so that's how we motivated. I'm not one to like, if you don't do this, then X Y Z happens. It's more about like, you guys are doing fantastic. You guys are pushing hard. Let's just keep doing this because the goal is right around the corner, and then we can have a proper review of this.
That's great. Actually, I think we can maybe swap roles or like.
Yeah. Are you okay with wearing many different hats? Let's say we bring you on as a backend developer. What if we need you to do something else, like a little bit of data science or some front end? Could you handle that? Would you be okay taking that responsibility on?
Yeah, I'm ready to take that responsibility. Actually, in my first company, basically I was a full stack developer. That's why like I know basically Angular, JS, and yeah, that stuff also like basically I know. And in terms of like data science, I did some courses also in terms of like machine learning and all. So yeah, it's actually the interesting domain.
I think it was good. Overall, your answers were solid. What do you think about mine?
Uh, uh, I see basically like only one problem. Like you are basically explaining like everything in terms of like tech stack. That might not be like interest for the user. Maybe he didn't work on the tech stack, right? Instead of saying technology, it's better like you go from the basically from the project front so that he can clearly understand like what's exactly happening, and he can basically relate to his work. Actually, you can say all the tech stack maybe at the end, but it's not like in every question you doesn't need, in every answer you doesn't need to include that. Basically, that is something I would, yeah,
Yeah, I think I could
maybe,
improve there. It's different when
yeah,
you're like holding my resume, but you don't have
yeah,
my resume in front of you, so you can't see the tech. So I have to like
yeah.
kind of explain it.
Actually, I recently gave to some Amazon or something. This is what like they did to me. So they really don't want the tech stuff to be in there, and they basically like they want it from the project front, like what exactly that feature that you did and how did you do it. But that is also like they don't want like the technologies. like that I used. I can also say like Scala language. I used Spray and I used basically Slick, but it doesn't make sense to them, right? Because they might not they never worked on Scala language or something like that. But in terms of like feature, you can say I written basically the REST APIs. I get the stuff from the database and I did this feature. That is something I guess they are expecting. Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, that's one thing I would suggest. Other than that, it's really cool. Yeah. I think you worked on really cool technologies.
Yeah,
Uh,
they were pretty sweet. I wish
yeah.
those jobs didn't run out of money. That's what you get when you
Yeah.
work at startups.
Yeah. Yeah.
So cool, man. I don't know. My name is Josh. I don't know what your name is, but it's been real, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah. Bye.
All right, man. Have a good one.
Yeah.
Actually learned a couple things from him. Still don't know his name, but appreciate your time. I don't know. That was actually more intense than I thought it was, and it was just like me and some other guy. We're both just practicing for jobs. Kind of like meeting a random person first time. You got to practice your people skills. Heard myself saying a whole lot. Oof. But I think it went well. Anyways, this was the Pramp behavioral interview, about 30 minutes long. If you're interested in Pramp, the link is in the description. You get unlimited interviews. If you use my link, I don't get anything. They're just being nice again. So use the link if you want unlimited interviews. If you don't use it, you get like 6. You know what to do? Hit that thumbs up. Hit that subscribe. I'd appreciate that. And I'll see you guys in the next video.